níjọ́ kínní àná.
Kówé sùn kan yìí ṣe.
Kówé kò sí nǹkan tó ní ẹja yẹn máa ṣe pé tóun bá.
In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omirin, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omirin will face the wrath of the goddess herself.
Ẹja tó wà níbẹ̀ wọn kì í pa ẹgẹ́ wọn kì í pa ẹ rí gbogbo ọ̀pẹ tó wà lókè níbẹ̀ yẹn wọn kì í da ẹja yẹn ló jẹ́ important jù fún apẹja etí erin kó o ṣe kò ní jiná wọn kì í pa gan kẹ́hìn gbọ́ mi sà wọn kì í pa ẹnìkan dẹ oníjọ́ kínní àná.
Kówé sùn kan yìí ṣe.
Kówé kò sí nǹkan tó ní ẹja yẹn máa ṣe pé tóun bá mú lọ léwọn á sè é ó ṣe ẹja yẹn títí tí ẹja yẹn ò jiná ejò wà láwárí ọ̀hún tí wọ́n pèsè ẹjọ́ lẹ́jọ́ pé ó pẹja erin.
Kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń wá gbé lẹ́yìn yẹn?
Ó ṣètìtù ni.
Ètùtù rẹ̀ ló ètùtù ẹni ló ṣe bẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ yá. Eku bó ti ṣètìtù.
Bó ti ṣètìtù rẹ̀ ó wà in life till now.
The Erin Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing.
Òun lè dókítà rẹ̀ agidi. Agbọ́mọ yìí dókítà lọ́gbọ̀n kàí ló bímọ. Òun lọ́ba iṣẹ́. Òun la alágbo ìwòyá wo mọ́. Torí kó bá ti lóyún sínú, ẹbẹ̀ láti ẹ̀gbàgbọ́ títí fún mọ́kà mú ebi.
The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm.
Téèyàn bá gba àbọ̀dè, ojú ẹsẹ̀ yẹn ló ń bá ẹni yẹn máa rí tán á padà.
Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully at the surface.
Àwọn òyìnbó àwọn nǹkan kan ìṣẹ̀ṣe tán máa wá náà wá mú bíi 5 litre táà fi rọ omi táà ṣàdúrà táà ṣe kí àá gbàdúrà. Níjọ́ kan àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni tó rọ́mọ bí wá sísàlẹ̀ lọ́run àwa gbàdúrà fún wọn ọdún kejì ẹ̀ ó wá gbọ́mọ yẹn wá láti ṣàdúrà fún.
For the people of Erijio, Omirin is more than just the water. It is life, healing, and the heartbeat of their faith. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by governments at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken 4 eats before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before at the selling 300, now at the selling 500 because only don't cost. Down at the selling, before at the selling 3,500, now at the selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the fruit like rice or back of rice. It's 70-something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. But now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not to say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future. The United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable and food secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry.
If you order Bolt, InDrive or Uber and you see this man run for your life.
Immediately I entered this man's car, there was something hanging in front of his mirror. It looked so fetish and...
But this same man picked me up, May 3rd, and he did the same thing.
Olo chef Bolt, chef Uber, chef InDrive.
I'm getting scared because like, oh my god, what if he's the one? You guys, please be careful.
This is the man who goes around in Bolt, InDrive and Uber, allegedly robbing women of their belongings, raping ladies in his ride, and pretending to offer safe transport while carrying knives, scissors, guns, and other weapons in his car.
This guy has pepper spray, he has gun, he has sharp weapons, whatever.
For months, young women have cried out, sharing stories of their painful encounters with this predator. They talk about how he allegedly threatens them, hurts them, and strips them not just of their possessions, but of their dignity.
And you are telling me I'm not with your food. He's like, you want me to kill you here? Immediately now brought out the knife. He was not holding the knife. He said he's going to stab me to death. Started diverting to another route. That do I have condom inside my bag? Look at what he was asking me. I said I don't have condom inside my bag. He now searched my bag. That he's going to send my body in parts. That he already has people that will buy my body.
Despite these cries and warnings, he is still on the road. He is still picking up unsuspecting women and still moving through Uber, Bolt, and InDrive like a hunter, waiting for his next victim. And the most heartbreaking question remains, why is a man like this still allowed to drive? Why has no company taken firm action to protect the very people they promise safety to?
Uber are still allowing this man to drive after he has victimized a lot of girls. Every day they're going to complain about on a ride every day.
So why would Uber and Bolt and InDrive allow a known criminal walk with them?
Will you be employing a highway robber to be on the highway picking people?
Every day that passes without justice is another day of risk for countless women. What use is technology if it cannot protect the vulnerable? What good is business when it ignores the cries of the broken? To the companies, the question is simple. How many more women must be hurt before you act? How many more tears must fall before you listen?
Please, Nigerian police, come to our help. Like, the government should look into it. Police, they should look into it. And even close to like 8 or more were saying, oh, I've been inside this man car before, or I'm a victim, or I almost got kidnapped. What? The worst part of this issue is that it has been reported to the police, but police did nothing about it.
To every reader, this is not just a story. This is a call to wake up, a call to demand safety, a call to make sure that no man, no matter how cunning, is allowed to use the will as a weapon against women again. Because as long as this man is allowed to drive, every woman on the road is in danger.
The government is not doing anything. Somebody should do something about this guy.
Every single day, Lagos generates over 13,000 metric tons of solid waste, more than many African countries produce in a week. But less than half of this waste is properly collected or disposed, while the rest piles up in streets, markets, and growing dump sites across the city, turning communities into ticking time bombs. From Ojota to Agege, Ayobo to Iyanoba, and across Lagos, waste is piling up faster than it can be managed, threatening both the health of residents and the environment.
Very, very hard, like just to struggle for myself and for my kids too. So that life in this place is just like just for you to look for somewhere to just hide your head, just put your head.
And they face a lot of challenges here in this place because like what I'm saying here, the place they live, kind of work they do, where they cook and what they eat every day. It's going to affect them because many of them are here just for them to survive.
There is just one of two things that is come up is that they will have to sell something before they will see money here to eat. Either they sell plastic or a rubber or keg or nylon. So they'll need to sell it. They'll work hard to get the money here. But in this place, you see a lot of people they are living here. It's not like they don't have the money to rent house, but the money is too hard for them to see. Even though if they see the money safe, they will have to buy something. If rain fall, you will see a lot of water before you are coming into this place.
But beyond residents, thousands of people depend on these dump sites for survival, selling food and scavenging recyclables in risky and unhealthy conditions just to make a living. The question remains, how is the government tackling this challenge, and what is the plan for communities like Ojota, where the health of thousands is at stake?
We have monitoring and compliance officers who go around to enforce environmental laws. So since last year, we've arrested and prosecuted close to 200 offenders for littering, for dumping bulk waste. And we've also sealed a lot of facilities, commercial facilities that have not been obeying the environmental laws. We need to reduce the amount of waste we're generating. We need to reuse as much of that waste as possible, and also to recycle as much as possible. And that's the gospel we've been taking throughout the state. We're currently running a 2-bin system in Lagos. We have 2 bins, a green bin for general waste and a blue bin for mixed recyclables. And we have 80,000 of those, which we're selling through our websites. The 2 legacy dump sites at Olushosun and Solus 3 in Igodo. Each dump site will be replaced by a transfer loading station. From these transfer loading stations, we'll transport waste to new material recovery facilities, one in Ikorodu and one in Badagry. And those 2 sites collectively will process about 4,000 tons of waste out of the 13,000 we generate daily.
With this sensitization, we hope that the market women actually comply with the rules of the Thursday sanitation. That's number 1, which is very essential. Number 2 is to keep their goods and the things they sell in the proper places they are meant to keep them. Trade in the proper places they are meant to trade. Don't trade on the walkway. Abide by the rules. Leave the amount of meters that's left to be on the road for cars and vehicles to, to move around. And not only that alone, it's also essential for our market women as well. Once they are done with the day's trade, they should clean and sweep, the place that they've carried out their trade, their stores and their shops, put it in a proper, nice waste bin, tie it up, and take it to where the lawnmower operatives are meant to carry out, their duties, and make sure the disposal is as neat and as clean as possible. Because that's where we buy our food, that's where we buy a lot of things to take to our houses. And if it's not properly kept and the hygiene is not well done, we run dangers and, risk of having food disease and, disease outbreak.
While government agencies continue to emphasize citizen responsibilities, Residents insist that stronger intervention and real actions are urgently needed to prevent further environmental and health crises.
In addition, we have waste-to-energy projects planned for our Ekpe dump site, which has been closed. That's by the free trade zone. There's going to be a waste-to-energy plant there, to be constructed by Harvest Waste, a Dutch company. And that waste-to-energy plant will take in about 2,500 tons of waste daily to generate 60 to 80 megawatts of electricity to power the future of Lagos. Loma has a partnership with Lamata to build a biogas plant that will take in organic waste, both solid and liquid organic waste, and generate biomethane to power the mass transit fleet of Lamata and the compactor trucks that we use for collection of waste statewide.
For us as a local government, it's something we've done with our legislative arm within us here at Agege local government, is to make sure that anyone caught disposing waste the wrong way is going to be fined 50,000 naira, and they would also sign an agreement that allows us to know that once they do the same thing again, is either they pay more fine, and also we also hand them over to the necessary authorities to carry out all other regulations on all other enforcement on them. For example, some people actually go to serve jail term, in regards to dropping refuse, illegally. That's one thing. And also environmental sanitation. People that don't sanitize, carry out sanitation in their houses, clean their drainages, will seal up their houses and ensure they pay a fine. After sensitization, which is the month of September, we are also going straight to inner street sweep. We'll be bringing out people from the communities who will be appointed as street sweepers, and we'll pay them to make sure our inner streets are clean. We'll be making sure we carry along and the stakeholders around the ones that are nominated by the government to streets and to sweep the major highways, across local governments. Also, we are building an enforcement team, creating an enforcement team to manage people who have decided that they want to drop waste illegally. And not only that, we are also creating a drainage team that will be clearing all drainages across our local governments. We are also empowering and ensuring that we strengthen our own local security operatives to help us ensure that we catch people who are dropping waste illegally.
For now, Lagosians wait and hope that promises of cleaner, safer communities will move beyond talks and become a reality. Imisioluwa Afumisho, African News 24 TV.
Every morning, we wake up to breaking news that breaks something inside us. Another girl gone, another mother wailing, another life violently erased. What used to be rare is now routine. From city corners to quiet towns, girls are being haunted in a society that's slowly normalizing their disappearance. The world scrolls past their faces on social media, their names trending briefly before vanishing into silence. Streets filled with laughter have become corridors of fears. Girls can't walk home safely anymore. Not because they did anything wrong, but because being female now feels like a crime. Lured with job offers, attacked by lovers, raped by strangers, or sacrificed in bizarre ritual killings. These girls are caught in a vicious circle that keeps spinning because we keep looking away. Take in your Moron's case. Young, brilliant, simply searching for a job, only to meet her death. Adijat, a LASU graduate, was found dead in her boyfriend's apartment. He's now on the run.
Bàbá tó pa ọmọ mi mọ̀ pé bàbá ẹ̀ gan wà pẹ̀lú mi torí mi ò rí bàbá ẹ̀ rí. Mo bá ṣàdúrà mo kàn ríyàn kan tó wọ white ọ̀nkú pẹ̀lú jàlábíà. Ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ ṣílẹ̀kùn. Ẹni yẹn ṣílẹ̀kùn. Mo bá pẹ́ bí ṣe ní kí n lọ báyìí. Mo dákú ni mo ṣe gbé mi. Bàbá boy yẹn torí pàǹtí ni mo ti padà mọ̀ pé bàbá boy yẹn ló wá wọ òkè yẹn lọ. Ló wá ní ọmọ yìí ti kú tí máa gbọ́ báyìí bí ṣe fẹ́ táwọn family member mi máa fi wá dé nìyẹn pàtàn débẹ̀ wọ́n snap gbogbo oògùn tán bá ń bẹ̀ ó ti dà mí síta ibi tó ti nà picture wa tó ti ṣá tó ti ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn míì wà tí a tẹ̀ rí for that day.
Bamshe boarded a BRT bus and never made it home. Her body was discovered days later. Many more stories stay buried, their voices muted by shame and fear. No place is truly safe, even in religious organizations. And while families cry out, society responds with tired clutches. This is more than a security concern. It's a call for education that nurtures values from the foundation. By teaching children early about empathy, respect, boundaries, and the worth of every human life, especially that of a girl child, we lay the foundation for a safer and more compassionate society.
We are in the era of social media. We are in the era of depth of distance, where there is no gap again. But actually, we are practicing homogeneity, not heterogeneity, because society, the level of exposure of some of these children, some of these words, some of these both sex to media is on the high side. So there are some things that are applicable here, and there are some that are not. But due to their exposure, you know, they don't even know how to curtail, how to control themselves. In fact, they've eroded the culture. What we assume to be moral, they've concocted, they bought the outside the world way of life, what we call the Western way of life. What about some things we see as a form of respect? They don't see it that way. They do things the way they want to do it, the way what they learn from the media. So it's having a drastic influence. The females are not well respected the way they should. In fact, the world is not helping, because I see it as a systemic even problem, because culture is having influence in it, economic issue, because the society is not even friendly, and everybody wants to be rich. Some of these girls are used for rituals that they are used by boys or men to make money, and because of the level of also covetousness in the aspect of the girls, is also a diminishing return, is what the boys are using as an advantage. So when you look at it holistically, we will see that even the Nigerian constitution allows this, that there should be equality. It's allowed, but practically, is that what we are experiencing? No.
These girls are not random. They were daughters, sisters, students, best friends. Each of them had a light, a voice, a purpose. We cannot keep mourning them like background noise. Every time we ignore this crisis, we write another girl's obituary in advance. Enough of the hashtags. Enough of the speeches. It's time for action from everyone. Because until the day a girl can walk freely without fear, none of us are truly safe.
Hello there, and compliment of the season to you. Glad to have you tuned in on African News 24 television today for news and reports of events happening from around the world. I'm Timothy Crown. We begin with security, as the federal government has been talking about the approval given by President Bola Tinubu for the United States strikes against terrorists in the northwestern region of Nigeria. This is according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, who is talking about the cooperation between Nigeria and the United States. Tugar said, now that the U.S. is cooperating, we would do it jointly, and we would ensure, just as President Tinubu emphasized before he gave the go-ahead, that it must be made clear that it is a joint operation and it is not targeting any religion or not simply in the name of one religion or the other. The minister said, we are a multi-religious country and we are working with partners like the U.S. to fight terrorism and safeguard the lives and properties of Nigerians. While some describe the strikes as a violation of the country's territorial integrity, Tugar, in an interview, said that the federal government would not take any action that would violate the country's sovereignty. And the Nigerian Armed Forces, in collaboration with the United States, has conducted precision airstrikes operation against foreign ISIS-linked fighters operating in parts of the northwest part of the nation. The Director of Defense Information, Major General Samaila Uba, disclosed this in a statement today. Uba said the operation was executed with the approval of appropriate authorities and formed part of sustained effort to rid the country of terrorists and other criminal threatening national security. Uba stated that the strikes followed credible intelligence and careful operational planning aimed at degrading the operational capabilities of a terrorist while minimizing collateral damage. The operation, according to him, was based on actionable intelligence and meticulous planning. The defense spokesman noted that the operation underscored the resolve of the federal government working with strategic partners to confront terrorism and prevent foreign fighters from establishing or expanding footholds in Nigeria. And talking about the strike, the United States has conducted an airstrike targeting Islamic State in Iraq and Syria ISIS terrorists in Sokoto State. United States President Donald Trump disclosed this via a post on Truth Social on Thursday night. Trump described the strike as powerful and deadly. According to Trump, quote, tonight at my direction as Commander-in-Chief of the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorists scum in northwest Nigeria who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there will be hell to pay. And tonight there was. And Trump's statements continue that the Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorists to prosper. Trump warns of more such strikes on terrorists should attacks on Christians continue in the country. However, Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has said that foreign military intervention, including U.S. airstrikes, will not end terrorism in Nigeria, warning that the use of bombs alone cannot resolve the country's security challenges. Gumi made the assertion while reacting to reports of possible or ongoing foreign military actions against terrorist groups operating in parts of the country. According to him, terrorism is rooted in deeper social, political, and economic problems that cannot be solved through airstrikes or heavy bombardment. The cleric argued that while military force may weaken insurgent groups temporarily, it often leads to civilian casualties and destruction of communities, which in turn fuels anger and radicalization. GUMI stressed the need for dialogue, justice, and inclusive governance, noting that many young people are driven into terrorism due to poverty, marginalization, and perceived injustice. He called on the Nigerian government to prioritize intelligence-driven operations, community engagement, and socio-economic development, particularly in conflict-prone areas, instead of relying solely on military might. GUMI also urged authorities to address alleged human rights abuses and ensure fairness in the handling of security operations, warning that failure to do so could prolong insecurity. And following the Christmas Eve terrorist attack in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, the authorities have scaled up security across the country with massive deployments of operatives in worship centers and urban hubs. No fewer than 16,738 squads were deployed in Borno, Kogi, Edo, Bauchi, Plateau, Kano, Abia, and other states. President Bola Tinubu had directed the authorities to deploy additional tactical teams to Borno and other states following the terrorist attack in a Maiduguri mosque in which 4 people were killed. A suicide bomber had detonated an explosive device at the Adum Mosque in Gamburu Market, Maiduguri, around 6 p.m. on Wednesday, when worshippers had gathered for prayers, injuring several other persons. The mosque, located near the Custom District, is a popular place of worship frequented by traders and sellers who patronize the bustling market daily. Vice President Kashim Shettima, in a statement by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications Stanley Nkwacha, disclosed that the President had ordered the immediate intensification of security operations in Borno State following Wednesday's attack. He vowed that the perpetrators of the bomb explosion would face the full weight of the law. He affirmed that additional tactical teams had been deployed to track down those responsible for the attack. And away from security, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-OLU has ordered the demolition of the old Great Nigerian Insurance Building on Martin Street, Marina, following a major fire outbreak that gutted a high-rise structure and affected nearby buildings. The Federal Fire Service says firefighting operations are still ongoing, but no casualty has been recorded. We have more in this report.
The Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-OLU, on Thursday visited the scene of the devastating fire outbreak at the old Great Nigerian Insurance Building on Martin Street, Marina, Lagos Island, describing the incident as avoidable. The governor said the 24 to 25-story building, originally designed for office use, had been converted into a large warehousing facility, storing combustible materials, which intensified the fire.
The first responders were on ground and they came with area ladder fire equipment that could attack the fire at that level.
He disclosed that the inferno, which broke out between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Wednesday, started from the 4th and 5th floors before spreading rapidly to higher levels, leading to 2 partial collapses within the structure. Governor Sanwo-OLU confirmed that no lives were lost, adding that between 7 and 10 people were rescued and taken to hospital by Lagos State emergency responders. He announced the constitution of a committee to be headed by the Commissioner for Special Duties to advise the state government on the safest and fastest method of demolishing the entire building within days.
So what you will see is eventually we have to take down this building, the entire building. I've set up a committee that will be headed by the Commissioner for Special Duties, who will bring forward, what will be the best route for us to bring down the entire building within a short possible time.
Meanwhile, the operational commander of the Federal Fire Service, Musa Emmanuel, said firefighters were still battling the blaze more than 24 hours after it started. Emmanuel explained that the close proximity of buildings and marina areas had made firefighting efforts challenging, noting that 3 to 4 buildings had also been affected.
This fire started since yesterday, but up till now, we are still battling with it. It has not come to an end. and it's a continuous exercise as you people are doing here.
He stressed that determining the cause of the fire and the value of goods lost would only be possible after the fire had been fully extinguished.
We cannot tell you the cause of fire for now, because our aim is to make sure we save life and property before we can now talk about what is the causes of the fire.
The Federal Fire Service Commander advised traders and property owners to be mindful of the type of goods stored in the building, warning that improper storage of inflammable materials often escalates fire incidents. Both the state and federal fire services, alongside other emergency responders, continue efforts to contain remaining pockets of fire and prevent further spread in the densely populated area. Emergency Services says monitoring will continue until the fire is completely extinguished and the area is declared safe.
Welcome to Business. The Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria has warned that alleged discrepancies between tax laws passed by the National Assembly and the versions later gazetted could pose serious risks to governance and legal certainty. In a statement signed by its President Innocent Ohagwa, the Institute said concerns have been raised that some provisions of the newly enacted tax reform laws signed by President Bola Tinubu and due to take effect on January 1st, 2026, may have been altered after legislative passage. The allegations raised by lawmakers, including Abdulsamad Dasuki, have prompted the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, to set up an investigative committee chaired by Mukhtar Betara. CITN called for immediate verification of the laws and corrective action to safeguard legislative integrity and public confidence. And on the foreign scene, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced plans to meet with United States President Donald Trump in the near future as diplomatic effort to end the war between the country and Russia gain momentum. Zelensky said a planned meeting follows recent discussions between Ukrainian and U.S. officials focused on advancing peace negotiations, adding that both sides believe significant decisions could be reached ahead of the talks. The development comes as Kyiv and Washington work on a 20-point peace proposal aimed at de-escalating the conflict and laying the groundwork for a possible settlement, which has reportedly been forwarded to Moscow for consideration. Despite renewed diplomatic engagement, Russia has maintained firm positions on key issues, particularly territorial control in eastern and southern Ukraine. Fighting has also continued on the battlefield, underscoring the challenges facing the peace process. The anticipated Zelensky-Trump meeting is seen as a crucial step in shaping the next phase of negotiations as international efforts intensify to bring an end to the nearly 4-year conflict. And to Japan, where the country has approved $782 billion budget for the fiscal year starting April 2026, driven by rising defense costs and growing social security spending as inflation persists. The plan includes a historic 9 trillion yen for defense as Prime Minister Sanae Takachi accelerates Japan's military upgrade and amid worsening relations with China. Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi said the budget reflects the most severe security environment Japan has faced since World War II. Tokyo is moving away from its pacifist stance, aiming to double defense spending to 2% of GDP and develop counter-strike capabilities, including a new drone-based coastal defense system known as SHIELD expected by 2028. The budget comes as tensions rise over Taiwan and as markets worry about Japan's growing public debt, already the highest among major economies at over 230% of GDP. While the government insists the spending is necessary to protect lives and boost growth, analysts warn that further increase could unsettle bond market and weaken the yen. The budget still requires parliamentary approval. Welcome to Sports. Nigeria and Tunisia will clash in a decisive Group C match of the 2025 African Cup of Nations this Saturday at the Complexe Sportive de Fez, with both teams seeking to secure early qualification for the knockout stage. Both sides come into the encounter with 3 points from their opening games as Nigeria began their campaign with a 2-1 win over Tanzania, while Tunisia sit top of a group on goal difference after a 3-1 victory against Uganda. The fixture is expected to play a key role in determining the group standings, as the winner will move closer to finishing first in Group C, potentially earning a more favorable draw in the next round. Nigeria, 3-time AFCON champions, are aiming to build momentum after a narrow opening win, while Tunisia are looking to maintain their strong start and extend their lead at the top of the group. Saturday's match is anticipated to attract a large crowd in Fez, reflecting the rivalry between the two sides and the importance of the encounter in the group race. Welcome to entertainment. The renowned Nigerian singer Innocent Idibia, popularly known as Tubaba, said there is no such thing as a WACK artist in the music industry. The African Queen crooner made the statement in a recent video message where he explained that music is created to evoke emotions and set a particular mood, adding that acceptance likely depends on marketing and promotion rather than talent alone. According to Tubaba, every song is designed to create a feeling and connect with a specific audience, stressing that musical taste differs from person to person. Every music, according to him, is tailored to evoke an emotion, to create a spirit. There is nothing like a WACK artist. The veteran musician noted that some artists, often tagged as WACK, end up being more commercially successful than those widely regarded as talented because they understand the business side of music. According to him, that is why many of the so-called WACK artists are more bankable than the talented ones, because they understand that it is not the art itself, it is the marketing of that art. Tubaba further emphasized that talent alone does not guarantee success, pointing out that no song can appeal to everyone, no matter how talented you are or how sweet your music is. There is no music that everyone likes. Everything is narrowed down to marketing, promotion, and the business. It is only those who resonate with your music that will like it. Tubaba said his comments have since sparked conversation online about creativity, commercial success, and the evolving nature of the music industry. And that will be all for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to African News 24 TV. For more on these stories, please stay connected with us on all our social media platforms. And don't forget to visit our website at africannews24.ng for the latest updates. I'm Timothy Crown at Diribibi. Good afternoon.